Hello. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different because all my videos really about books, but obviously I don't just like reading. So I decided to do something a little different, and I'm going to talk about music. And I've given myself a few questions. So it's kind of like a tag, but I don't, expect other people to do it. You can do it if you want to steal my questions. That's fine. But yeah, I just thought I'd do something a little bit different and talk about something else that I'm quite opinionated about, basically. So I'll just get straight into it. I've got CDs and things to show and talk about. So my first question is, what is your favourite genre of music? And my favourite genre of music is symphonic metal, mainly with ladies. But all my favourite bands have a woman in the front of them singing. That's just what I like. For some reason, I prefer a female singing voice to a male one, and I like the dramatic classical elements of the style. It's just what appeals to me basically, and I like music that challenges my abilities to sing. If I can sing a song and I feel I can do it well, I'm quite proud of myself, and to me that's an achievement. I think singing is a really good talent to have. I'm not going to sing, don't worry, I'm not going to make you listen to me, but I do like to sing. Um, then I've put, name your top 5 bands of all time with your favourite album and your favourite track, which I thought might be a little bit different, something that's not really been done. So I'll do them in order, seeing as, I think if you've watched any of my other videos, you know who I'm going to say. It's my favourite band of all time. It's quite obvious. I've mentioned them lots of times. I even showed up a ticket. And that's Evanescence. I don't know if you can see. This is my favourite album by Evanescence. It's called Evanescence. Believe it or not, it's a really shiny cover. It does say Evanescence in the middle and along the bottom, but the cover's just so shiny you can't really see it. It's really pretty as well. It's like blues and purples. But I like this album best. And to be honest, this is the reason why I like Evanescence better than every other band, for the lyrics. I just feel like Amy Lee writes lyrics that are so real and so relatable. This album helped me get through quite a serious breakup. I know I sound like a real saddo, but I really believed that some of these songs were about me. And my favourite song of all time by this band is The Change, which again I feel like is a song about me and what I've been through, and the upset and heartbreak of a breakup. And I just adore this album and that song. And I've seen them 3 times, and I wish I could meet Amy Lee. I'd just probably cry in her presence. I have a set list with her footprint on, and it's like the best thing ever. Boot print on it's like the best piece of paper in the world. So that's Evanescence. That's my favourite band of all time. In second place, another band again. Band that gets called, you just try to be Evanescence. Well, practically. Okay, every band in this list gets that. But the next band is Within Temptation, and my favourite album is The Silent Force. CDs are so shiny, you can't see. Don't know if I'm making it better or worse. There we go. The Silent Force by Within Temptation. And my favourite track by them is called Jane Doe, which is actually a bonus track on this edition, but it's not on every edition. It's just a B-side that is quite a rare song, really. But it's amazing. If you've got the Silent Force DVD, you know it's just beautiful live. Actually, it's on the Black Symphony bonus concert too. I've seen Within Temptation live as well, in the same week that I saw Evanescence for the second time, so I was quite giddy. I love this band so much again. Sharon Denadell, your voice is like, oh my god, amazing. Love you. And just what I like about Within Temptation is they are more dramatic. Like they've got a huge drama to them. And the songs are quite mystical and mythical, like especially older songs like Mother Earth and Ice Queen, obviously. They're like mythical songs, and I like that. I think it's pretty, and I like the stories that are in the songs. So that's Within Temptation. People keep messaging me on Facebook and being noisy. Thank you for that, friends. And the next band I'm going to mention is, again, another hugely popular symphonic metal band. I don't care, I love them. Nightwish. And my favourite album by them is this Once. I don't know if you can see, it says Once on it. But I'm coming out of the camera, not in. I don't know if you can even read it. It's there in the middle. It says Once. And this is Once by Nightwish, which is the last album that the original singer, I do believe it's pronounced Tarja or something like that, but it's spelled Tarja, so I just call her Tasha because I'm not very good at pronouncing the name. But it's the last album that had her in it, and it's just beautiful. Again, Nightwish are very mythical and mystical with their songs as well, and I like that. I like the songs take you to another world, and I like that about them. And with Nightwish, I've got to say I am a Tarja fan. I'm not an Annette fan. I'm sorry. It's just her voice is not Nightwish to me. It's just not powerful enough and dramatic enough. It's just too mediocre. She has a nice voice, I'm not gonna lie, but she just doesn't have the voice that I believe suits this band. But now they've got Flaw of the bands After Forever and Revamp. I like Flaw. I think if they do an album with Flaw, I'll probably buy that. So please do. Please, Nightwish. I want you to come back and I want to love you again. And I want to actually see you because I refuse to see you with Annette. Sorry. I didn't even tell you what my favourite song was. My favourite song by Nightwish is Slaying the Dreamer. It's not actually on this album, it's on the Century Child album. It's a good song, it's a good angry song. I like a good angry song now and again. So that's Nightwish. The next band I'm going to talk about is the most recent band that I've got into. I only discovered them a couple of years ago, which is really late considering how long this band's been going, but sorry, I've been in a bubble. And I saw these last month, finally, and they were just amazing. So that band is Epic Hair, as I like to call them, Hair Envy, because I just want Simone Simmons' hair. And I've got long ginger hair, but it's not good enough. It's not this. So anyway, she gave me the courage to go back ginger when I had dark hair for so long. This is my favourite album by them, The Divine Conspiracy. And this is not as mystical as the other bands I've been talking about, and it's not as relatable really to me as Evanescence. But it's just so beautifully sang, and the songs are so powerful, and they have a drama it's like I feel like their albums are like political statements more than anything. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. But my favourite song by Epica, again, it's not on this album, it's on Design Your Universe. It's called Martyr of the Free World. And for some reason, it just makes me think of a presidential campaign, and that even though we have choices, we don't have the choices we want. I don't know why, it just seems like political campaigns, and that we're not happy with our choices and our candidates and our policies. I don't know why, but I like it, and I like the fact that Epica brings such a strong message. And they're one of the few bands that I actually listen to with like demonic scream, growl, I don't know what you want to call it, but vocals that are not clear and pretty. So that's Epica. Simone Simmons, you are beautiful. And then my last band in my favourite bands is a band I've seen 3 times as well as Evanescence, even though they're my least favourite of my favourite bands. And this album's a bit battered. Lacuna Coil. And this is the Karma Code album, which is, to me, the best album. What I like about Lacuna Coil is they're not full symphonic metal, and they remind me a bit of new metal, like, bands like Linkin Park or back in the day, but with a girl. So that I like that. I love that, actually. It's what got me into Lacuna Coil, and seeing their live videos on YouTube made me really want to see them live. They're so good. They keep the crowd so entertained. This is a band that was so entertaining, they got my dad programming like an absolute mental person, because he got so into it when he had to take me on my 20th birthday because my sister couldn't go. But yeah, Lacuna Coil, my favourite song by this band is To the Edge. and I like it just because it's a good windmilling song. I like windmilling. I'm sorry, I do, but that's why I like it. It's just so like energetic, and when I listen to Lacuna Coil, I just think energy and fun and moving around, and I just like the fact that they have that new metal element about them. And this album, especially Karma Code, is just perfection for that reason that it's like female fronted new metal. So thank you for that, Lacuna Coil. So anyways, now that I've gone through all that, I'll move on to music I don't like. And this might not be much of a surprise compared to what I've just said to you, but I don't like dubstep. I just can't stand it. My boyfriend loves it, and he thinks it's like the best thing ever, and Skrillex is some sort of legend, but no, I just can't stand it, and I can't stand what it's doing to many of my favourite bands. Like, well, many good bands, like Korn, especially. Like, why? I loved Korn so much, and I went to see them, and it was just so dubsteppy, and I was quite miserable. It's not for me. I just want to hear my metal as metal. Really? Is that too much to ask for? Apparently so. And I don't like the edge that Linkin Park's taken, which is it's not exactly the dub metal, but it's like techno-y, and there may as well not even be any instruments in the band anymore, which upsets me because Hybrid Theory was like my childhood, man. That's just such an album. It's one of my favourite albums of all time, but no, they've strayed away from that magical angriness. And I don't know if anyone's heard Papa Roach's new album, but that's going there too, and they've sadly gone that way. And I was really looking forward to a new album from them, hoping they hadn't done what everyone else seems to be doing, but they have. So I feel like such an old person because I'm like, music's not as good as it was in my day. I'm only 22, but apparently music's not good anymore, you young whippersnappers. So that's the main thing that I don't like about music now. I also don't like screamo-y, growly demonics. Like I was saying, Epica are one of the few bands where I'll actually listen to it, and it's because it's mellowed out by a beautiful voice. I like to hear my vocals. I like to be able to understand what I'm listening to. I like to be able to sing what I'm listening to. I just like the clear vocals. It's just what I like. It's what I prefer, and I just can't stand it because it just seems to me like you couldn't sing, so you decided to scream instead. Sorry. I just don't like it. I can't stand it. And another genre I can't stand either is indie. It's just like you're too pop to be rock, but you're too rock to be pop. So you're just stuck in this horrible middle that's indie, and it just sounds like drivel to me, and it makes me more depressed than my own music, which is apparently depressing, but I don't see that. But like indie just makes me feel depressed because it's just so blah and bland, and I know I'm really like generalizing a whole genre here, but I just don't like it. I haven't found an indie band that I find interesting at all. So sorry, don't like it. But coming from that, I've put down what is your guilty pleasure, because mine's quite a whopper. Mine is really a huge guilty pleasure, and I should be really ashamed of this, but I'm going to share it on the internet anyway, so it's not so guilty anymore, But it's this album. You can't even see, probably a good thing. This is Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday. I know. Vicky, what are you doing? You like metal, but I don't know what it is about this album. It's just so angry that I like it. It's my best friend's fault. He made me listen to her so much, and then I just started singing along and realising that these songs were just sticking in my head. And then I realised that actually I quite like Nicki Minaj's album. She's got a new album out, and my friends made me listen to that, but I don't think it's as good. But yeah, I've decided I like Nicki Minaj now. But only this album, and yeah, sorry, it's my guilty pleasure. I don't know why I'm apologising, but I really do feel guilty about it. Then my final question is, what were your childhood favourites? Obviously, I'm not going to say the bands I've already mentioned, like Evanescence have been my favourite band since I was 11, so I was technically a child. But way back in the 90s, I had other favourites, and I've picked out 3 top favourites, and I really liked them. They were just my absolute life as a child, and these albums are proper battered. And the first one is Destiny's Child. Oh yeah, I loved Destiny's Child. I bet you can probably guess why. Women with powerful voices, being a bit bitchy. But I loved them. I've got their Survivor album as well, so looking somewhere over there. But I just picked up this one because it is a true 90s album, and it's this album was obviously the one that I heard first, and I fell in love with Destiny's Child from it. And I just think till this day, if you put Destiny's Child on, I'm gonna bop. I'm gonna dance horribly, probably, because I can't really dance, but I'll do it. I love Destiny's Child, so that's my favourite, like, R&B. I liked a bit of R&B. And then, of course, the obvious choice of the 90s was the Spice Girls. I love them still. On Christmas Eve, I watched the Spice Girls special, and I was like getting all excitable. Sporty for the win, by the way. I love Sporty Spice. I think she's the best to this day. Her voice is better than the rest of the girls. Sorry, Spice Girls, I love you. But yes, I just love them, Spice Girls. They're so happy and fun, and just childhood happiness. I mean, I can remember having full outfits of Spice Girls and having little platform shoes with flowers on to look like a Spice Girl. It was the best, best days listening to Spice Girls in the 90s. The Spice Girls, and of course, my favourite band as a child. I'm obsessed. You might be able to tell, I'll show you how much I've listened to this album. Oh yeah, Five. The boy band Five. I don't know if you know who they are, because I don't know if they were like as famous anywhere else as they were in England, but this album is so listened to that, yeah, I've broke it. And I don't know if you can see, but like there's loads of cracks on the front cover where I've abused it. I love Five so much. Like, Scott, you were my favourite. And I had dolls of them, I had books of them, I had postcards of them, and I've got videos of them. I've got all their albums. Just Five were my favourite band as a kid. I just loved them so much. I don't know what it was about them, but yeah, I love Five. I still do to this day. I'm not gonna lie. I still listen to Five now and again, singing them in the shower the other day. And then the other thing is something that I still am really into now, and obviously it was my childhood that made me know about this music, and it's very dear to my heart, and you may be able to tell from my YouTube name what I'm going to say, but Disney songs. I love Disney songs. To this day, I've got so many Disney things. I've got Disney Sing It on my Wii. For Christ's sake, I love it. And Disney's the best. Just the best films, and the songs just remind me of such happy times. And my favourite song from Disney films is God Help the Outcasts from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I know, not a very happy one. I've just said that they're so happy, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautifully sang, and I can't believe it was nearly cut from the film and they weren't even going to have it in. Don't do this to me, Disney. Don't scare me like that. I love it. Disney, and this is the Disney Princesses album, which sadly came out before Princess and the Frog, so it doesn't have any Tiana songs on. Tiana's my favourite Disney princess. But, so yeah, that's just a little insight into music I like. And if you want to do these questions, then go ahead and do it. It's fun, and we're talking about music, which is always something that people are willing to talk about and have an opinion on. So hopefully this will bring out some different answers from everyone. And if you want to ask me about anything I've shown you today, or if you want to ask me about any bands that you like, then feel free to do so in the comments. But see you later.